Welcome to the women's basketball game. Lakers versus Oneonta Red Dragons. For the Oneonta Red Dragons, we have starters. Number 1, Brown. Number 14, Hartcliffe. Number 15, Culleton. Number 21, Nardelli. And number 34, Dubrovsky. For the Lakers starters, we have number 2, Giles. Number 4, DeFleur. Number 12, Hoffs, excuse me. Number 20, Johnson. And number 30, on the call today, we have Melinda Brancato and Kyle Spizak. And we are excited to watch the Lakers as they go against the Red Dragons today on the court. Kyle, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, Took a tough loss last night against Geneseo for men's hockey, but we're back here in the Max Zeal today, not the Deb. Big game for Oneonta. If they win this game, they will be able to extend their lead in the SUNY. Not necessarily a lead, they're in 4th right now, but they'll pretty much secure that 4th spot for them, and they can clinch a playoff spot. The Lakers, on the other hand, they're sitting in at 7 right now, outside of the playoff picture, so they're trying to get some wins stringing together so they can get into the playoffs come this end of the season.
Yes, and we're starting off, Lakers win that tip-off. Looks like they're trying to get some movement going in the play, a lot of pop-out action. Missed shot from number 30. Oneonta's number 34, Dubrovsky, takes a shot and misses. .34 goes up for the layup and sinks that Dubrovsky's first point of the game. They seem to have a lot of pass-around action, and they're really working hard to drive into that paint to get the shots up, but the shots are just not landing for Oswego today. Oneonta has speed coming up the court, but again, just can't sink that shot. They had a nice bucket pass into the paint right there. Was not able to get the layup up, though, unfortunately.
Huge block right there for the Lakers. Giles puts down the block, stopping Oneonta from getting inside, getting that bucket, but it's going to be called for a foul. So finding herself at the charity stripe, that will be number 34, Dubrovsky, for the Oneonta Red Dragons, and she's going to take a pair right here. Be trying to extend the lead to 4-0 here, about 3 minutes into the first quarter. And Dubrovsky's going to sink that first one right there. So she lines up to take a second shot at the free throw line. And she sinks that one as well. Free throw percentage for the Red Dragons this season, a 647, 64.7%. So they're shooting pretty decent from the charity stripe, not missing too many of them.
Doppler with that short corner shot doesn't make it. But we see Hofs up with that shot. That is her first points of the game. They're fighting to get that rebound down there.
The foul is going to be called there. A tough rebound battle in front, but Oneonta is going to end up at the stripe once more. Taking the shots will be number 15, Coulton, for the Red Dragons. Battled through a few Oswego players to take home that rebound there. She had some heavy pressure from White Principio on her, but she draws the foul, and now she gets two at the line. And she nails the first one. Pretty routine. Oswego, 2 points. Oneonta, 5 so far in the game. So a bit of a slow start to the game as we are about 3:20 in, Mel. What have you seen so far?
I've seen Oneonta, they like to move the ball with speed as they push up the court. And both Oswego and Oneonta have been fighting for rebounds today. Right now, Oneonta is pressuring Oswego up the court. Flimsy pass from Oswego. Oneonta is able to get the ball, and now they're taking it back up.
And they're going to call that one a backcourt violation. Oneonta not happy with the call. Oswego, obviously, very happy about that as they'll get possession of the ball. Schwartzbeck just happened to get her back foot across the half-court line, so Oswego takes possession, and bringing it up at the point is Hofs.
Hofs is driving. She kicks it back out. Doppler takes it. Now Hofs. Hofs to Johnson. And
that'll remain a Lakers ball. Gets poked out of bounds by an Oneonta player. So they're going to have a toss in. Giles is going to be tossing it in for the Lakers along the baseline, looking for somebody. White Principio at the point.
They're fighting against that shot clock right now. Shot goes up, and it sinks.
Nice routine midcourt shot right there for Hopes right there. Just a nice routine stroke. Goes up, puts it in like it's nothing. And a huge block from White Principio right there. Read the move, trying to do a bit of a up and under, find her across the other side, see if she can create a mismatch and get some space, but shut down immediately.
Oneonta's really been working their forwards this game. I'm noticing a lot of action down by the block. They keep pushing like they want to get fouled, but there was no call there.
Hofs is going to be able to go to the stripe now. Take a few shots of her own. Or no, my apologies. It'll be an inbound. It was not a shooting foul, but a block.
Wow, that was great. We just saw
Hofs threads the needle right there, gets it down low, just over the top of the defense. She knows that Principio's taller, and she'll be able to grab that ball, and she just turns it and lays it in like it's nothing.
Oswego's moving up the court with urgency. It seems, and no shot, but there is a good rebound by White Principio. Shot is sunk by Johnson.
The Lakers now have the lead 8-6, something we didn't really see coming in that first couple of minutes. Oneonta dominating most of the play, but Oswego's crawled back so far in the last couple of minutes.
Hofs just drove that up the court after getting the ball. goes in for an easy layup. It's a really satisfying feeling when you can drive up that court in front of everybody else and sink a shot like that.
Good play by Hoffs, taking the steal and then going coast to coast with that steal. And Hoffs now 6 points out of the Lakers' 10 so far.
Oneonta's not giving up, though. I see a lot of shots going up. They're fighting for the rebound. They're able to get it, and they're kicking it back out beyond the three-point line. Oswego's able to lock up that middle. Shooting foul called. And there's a timeout.
So Melinda, I mean, the Lakers are starting to put a little bit of pressure on here now. They started off down 6-0, but now it's 10-6. The Lakers are leading. So a couple of good possessions, some good defense that's held them strong. What do the Lakers need to do to keep this momentum, keep pushing, and extend the lead a little bit and try to hold Oneonta back, as they do really need this win if they want to try to break into the playoffs?
I think right now what they're doing on defense, they're now closing in on that middle, so Oneonta isn't able to work their forwards as hard. They're forcing them to have to shoot outside of that three-point line, and I think that's been quite effective as far as offense goes. They're able to kick out that ball. They just need to get a little bit more hot on their throws.
Yeah, a lot of collapsing down in on the paint, which has seemed to be effective. Oneonta's they're not settling with a lot of three-pointers or mid-court or mid-range shots. They're more or less just trying to get down in to the paint area and work it down low. But players down there like Principio, I mean, she's just so tall and able to just block anything that goes her way. She can outpower a lot of the Oneonta players. I mean, we saw even on the other end, a nice little pass up from the point from Hoffs. Hoffs just tossed it up in the air, let Principio go up and grab it, knowing that she's taller, and then laid it up through three people. So size is going to be an advantage for the Lakers in this game, I think.
I agree.
As a first missed shot, Zuntag at the line for the Red Dragons. Zuntag with her second, and she'll make that one.
Return to the lineup for Oneonta, number 15, Clara Culleton.
Oneonta, again, is applying that pressure on the Lakers. And they're passing around the three-point line. Another shooting foul is called. This time, Oneonta fouls Oswego. Giles is on the line. First missed shot.
Tough bounce on that one. Just doesn't get the luck of the rim. Wraps around a few times. Could have gone either way, really, but nonetheless, still 10-7.
That one just a little bit short and does not go in. Again, we're seeing Oswego lock down that middle, forcing Oneonta to really work around that line. But there was a pocket just enough for Culleton to get the shot in.
That was just a good pass, finding the open space. Colton finds that gap, getting the ball to her and allowing her to take that easy mid-range jump shot. Good ball movement from the Red Dragons.
Again, that countdown on the shot clock getting in the way. With 4 seconds left on that shot clock, jump ball called. And a new round of subs comes in.
Into the lineup for the Lakers, number 15, Logan Castiglione.
Castiglione's going to check in for the Lakers, and so is Skaronski. And Iglesias is going to come in as well, too. Iglesias has missed the last couple of games. Played a little bit yesterday, got a few minutes, nothing too crazy after being out. So working her on limited minutes right now, just working her back into the system. Don't want to push her too hard and have her jump right in at full speed. So we'll see what she's able to do here in her second return since being out.
Yeah. Lily's coming in for Johnson on the Lakers.
And
Oh, wow.
Dropped somebody at half court, breaking ankles.
And it ends with a happy ending here. We got Castiglione with that shot at the end.
Iglesias takes some ankles, dishes it to Castiglione over in the corner, and she bangs home a three. Nice, easy, routine play for these Lakers.
We just saw Oneonta do a nice play. They had that pass after one of their players cut down through the lane to get that shot, and an Oswego player knocked into them a little too hard. Play is now out of bounds.
We're going to inbound this one. And a quick score for Oneonta. Just inbound it and just put it up immediately after. See what you can do.
Yeah, Carlton was really smooth with that.
And just drops it right down in. Let them cook.
Lily's hands are a little bit shaky there on that pass.
Brown's taking the ball at the Laker wheel logo.
Ball rims out after a shot by Steven goes up. Lakers take it up the court.
Good drive in by Stevens. Just finds a hole in the defense and takes it down in, cuts across, gets behind him, throws it up, just rims out. But the Lakers step out of bounds over on Oneonta's end, so the ball returns back to the Red Dragons as Brown's going to take it up the court. And what a drive right there from Dabrowski. Cutting down in, hits him with the wide move, goes out wide, left arm full stretch and lays it in off the backboard.
Yeah, they say backboard's your best friend, and it really was hers on that play. Oswego and Oneonta right now are 13 and 13 with 18 seconds on our game clock.
And the whistle was previously blown, so the shot will not count, but Iglesias hitting a little bit of a spin and fades out, pops the mid-range, goes in, doesn't count for points like I said, but heat check.
Unable to get the pass to Logana. Ball is set to be inbounded once again.
Castiglione's going to inbound this one. Gives it back to Iglesias.
A dump pass towards the paint by the baseline, but it's unable to happen.
And the last second shot is up by the Red Dragons, and it almost goes in. Banks off the rim. A deep three ball there that does not go in. So at the end of the first 10 minutes, Melinda, it's 13-13. So we have the same score differential we started with here. So what are some of the things that you noticed in that first quarter of play?
Oneonta is really trying to apply pressure to Oswego on defense. And Oswego is really trying to make their way into the paint. They're being forced to take those outside shots. And again, Oswego, their defense on Oneonta, they are locking down the paint and are forcing Oneonta to, again, take those outside shots. But we are finding pockets that the girls are finding on the court to really try to drive in and get those shots. Again, we saw that backboard shot earlier from a player on Oneonta, and that sunk in very well for her. Kyle, thoughts?
Really a lot more even than I thought it was going to be coming into it. Oneonta's right. They've got that 4 spot right now in the SUNY for playoffs. The top 3 spots are already clinched by teams in it. New Paltz with 1, Cortland with 2, and Geneseo at 3. Oneonta 9-4 on the year. Oswego 5-9 when it comes to conference play so far in this season. So not a lot closer of a game than I expected it to be, but Oswego is looking good in certain departments. Having Iglesias back is a big help, and being able to get her back in the court. Yeah, sorry, couldn't spit that one out there. But having her back on the court,
that's okay. You're a hockey guy.
Running the plays, I am a hockey guy. That is very true. But having her back on the court, running plays though, sets it up. You can tell that she's one of the leaders of this team. She found Castiglione in the corner for a fantastic 3-pointer. As right there, they have another chance to get it down in towards the paint, but couldn't maintain possession of the ball. On the other end, though, Oneonta, like you said, they're not really able to get down into the paint. Oswego's closing it out pretty well, but they've had some good plays where they find a small gap in Oswego's defense in the paint, and they can exploit that to their benefit. There's a huge backhand there from Logana. Weird angle shot, just kind of does a Kareem, sky hooks it right over. Backboards and in. And another nice move there. Coming down in the lane was Colton. Colton hits a quick 1-2 move, lays it high off the glass, and it goes down in.
Colton scored 8 points this game out of the 15 Oneonta has. She's really been able to find those pockets that Oswego, the few pockets that Oswego's left open for them, she's able to find them and just pivot to get to that backboard.
2 players contributing to most of the scoring for Oneonta. Like you mentioned, Colton with 8, and then the other player bringing most of their points is Dabrowski. She's got 6 points in there, and then a single free throw from another player. So really 2 players controlling the scoring for the Oneonta Red Dragons so far. Oswego, the scoring's a bit more spread throughout the roster, but we've had some big ones from Principio. We just said that Logana hook that she put in, that was a nice shot. Even matchup though.
Quick jumper from player on Oneonta, not able to get it. Iglesias goes up for that last shot, and that just kind of hits the corner awkwardly. Oneonta takes the ball, 14-34. They're looking to drive to that lane. Oswego's getting tired.
Good defense limits them to the chance to get that ball up in the net. Coming down with a little bit of speed as the Lakers. Iglesias hits it over to Castiglione. Castiglione with a 3, bang! Banks that one in from downtown.
That was nice. They were able to come up with that fast break and regain the control.
And Colton right back down like it was nothing. Breaks down the Oswego defense. Banks that one off the top right square of the backboard and right into the net. Iglesias with a drive of her own, tries throwing it up, and she nails it off the bottom of the backboard. And a shooting foul is going to be called there. So going to the charity stripe will be Nardelli. Nardelli's going to get 2 shots here now. Oswego leads by 1 point now. This game has been neck and neck, Melinda. Nobody's really able to get an established lead over the other so far.
Yeah, it's entertaining to watch. I'll say that. Both teams are coming off of a loss, and like you had mentioned earlier, they really do need this win, especially for what's to come ahead in the season.
And the first shot is up, and that one is sank by Nardelli, so we're back tied at 18 apiece. Nardelli's first point on the night being that free throw shot as she lines up to take number 2. Shot is up, and she sinks that one as well. Substitutions are going to coming in for the Oneonta Red Dragons is number 12, Stevens. Stevens is going to replace Nardelli, who just took the 2 shots. So, same look for the Lakers, and just that one change for the Red Dragons.
Oneonta again applying the pressure. But Oswego's able to maintain control. I'm seeing a lot of screens from them today.
And Oswego's going to get a travel called against them. Ball will go over to Oneonta. Must have been a quick pickup step while we're accepting that pass. Didn't dribble it immediately. Kind of took a step after getting the pass. But nonetheless, still a close game.
Oswego gets that rebound. Unable to get that pass across over to Lily.
That one's picked up. Coulton back top of the key. Can't go home for Oneonta. Leo with the ball at the point. This is her first minutes of the game. She puts up a 3 just wide. Gonna drop that one back to Schwartzbeck. Coulton over to Boucher. Dabrowski brings that one back down to Stevens. Stevens with a shot. That one doesn't go in.
A whip pass up to Katie Lilly as she goes up for the layup. And it goes right in. It almost looked like it wasn't going to be any good.
Yeah, that one was rolling around the rim a little bit, but Oswego does get the luck of the rim on that one, and it manages to fall down.
Had me holding my breath there. You can see Oswego's getting really tired on defense. I'm seeing no box outs, but they're still able to get the rebounds.
Castiglione with the ball now.
Their passes today are just not getting to where they need to go.
And a weird shot there that's blocked. Good block from Hoft. And a big pickpocket from Castiglione. Can't get the shot off of too much traffic. Gets knocked out by a Red Dragon though. So Oswego will maintain possession of the ball. They'll have an inbound in the Red Dragon's own zone.
Oswego coaches are not happy about that. You can hear them up from the bleachers.
The Lakers have been struggling a little bit this season, but this season has been better than they've been in previous seasons, Belinda. I mean, this is about the first time in 10 years that they have been over 500 on the season. So maybe not exactly what you dream of your record being, but you got to be proud of that improvement still as well.
Got to start from somewhere.
It's a rebuilding program, so you can't expect the saying is you can't build Rome overnight. It's a process. So for the Lakers, they're starting to get the building blocks now this season, and they've improved a lot since last season. I mean, they're playing really tight with the number 4 team in the SUNYAC right now, and the SUNYAC is one of the strongest sports conferences in all of Division III sports, no matter what the sport be, whether it's hockey, baseball, basketball, lacrosse. The SUNYAC is a very competitive conference year in and year out. So for the Lakers in a rebuilding program to be one point ahead of the Oneonta Red Dragons, who last year was the best team in women's basketball for the SUNYAC, that's pretty impressive, I'd say.
I would agree with you. I mean, it's definitely an exciting matchup to see. And again, the score today is just so close. We got 20-19 Oswego. And as they're coming back onto the court, I'm excited to see what else lies ahead.
And timeout is over. We will get back to the play.
Laker possession.
Castiglione will be inbounding the ball here.
A lot of outside movement around that three-point line. Dumps right in over to White Principal, Pio, excuse me, and she's able to sink that shot.
And Principio just dumps that one in nice and easy. We've seen that move done a few times from the Lakers. She streaks down lower in the paint, and then the point guards kind of throw it right over. She gets it, and then she's gonna battle through anybody down in the paint. She's got the size over most of the defenders on this Oneonta team, so she can use that strength to her advantage, put it up and lay it down in right over their heads.
Yeah. Oneonta left that paint wide open for her to drive in. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to get through there as it closed off on the block.
Scoreboard. You don't see that very often, do you, Melinda?
No.
Ball going off the top of the scoreboard.
No, you don't. I've seen a couple of wacky shots today. We're hitting corners. We're hitting right below the backboard.
I mean, yesterday's hockey game, we had about 10 pucks go into the stands, and tonight now we got a ball hitting the scoreboard. So it's a night of firsts for everything.
That looked good, but it hits the backboard and rims out.
And Hoffs is taking this one up across midcourt. A little bit of an ankle breaker. Lily over to Giles.
We're seeing a lot of screens. They are trying to penetrate the paint, but they're just not able to right now.
Stiglione with a three.
No
Won't
good.
go.
Lily fights for the rebound. Shot goes up. No good.
Now the Lakers have taken a few shots. They haven't sank, but they're getting their rebounds, which is huge. And Lily takes a shot there. Another missed shot. Couldn't get the rebound on that one, but a good possession for the Lakers nonetheless.
Shot goes up. And Laker possession.
Castiglione taking it down the wing.
Lily looks like she's open for a fast break. She gets that bounce pass, goes up for the shot, and it's good.
She drops that one in over about 3 defenders. Using her height to her advantage there. A nice finger roll. Lays it in right over top of their head. A little bit of almost a floater-like shot. Drops in. So the Lakers now 24. Oneonta Red Dragons 19. They've been shutting down the Red Dragons on defense, Mel. And at the same time, their offense hasn't been scorching hot for the Lakers, but they've been doing good enough to the point where they now have a 5-point lead when they found themselves down 6 to start the game.
All right. Oneonta today, they've been working hard. They've been pushing up the court, applying pressure. And they're down a little bit, but I feel like this game has just been so neck and neck. We'll see what comes out of this timeout.
Coming down there and a tough drive, and she bangs that one home. Good run of the mill from Dabrowski there. Takes the defenders out wide. She says, I don't care, push me out as far as you want. I'm still getting this one in the bucket. That's exactly what she did. Fought through the contact and drops it down. She now has 8 points on the game. So the two scoring leaders, once again, doing the majority of the scoring for the Red Dragons. Dabrowski at 8 points so far on the game out of their 21 points. And then Colton with 10 of the 21 of her own. So really more of a dual display of scoring for the Red Dragons so far, Mel.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too. I'm also noticing a lot of Oneonta's shots are coming in from the left-hand side. So the pocket that they're finding is because Oswego is favoring their defense over on the right-hand side, because naturally most people are right-handed. But Oneonta's ability to get down there shows their left-hand strength, I guess.
Yeah, they're able to kick it either way, which we've seen a few really good layups using the left hand because, like you said, Oswego's shutting down that right side of the court. They're not able to drive down the right side, as Pinkerton and the referees are having a bit of a discussion right now. He is not happy. He's very animated right now.
Oh, yes, both of those coaches are.
And he's nodding his head. If we have a cam on him, it could be a reality TV show right now. Just kind of zooming in and keeping up with Coach Pinkerton and the Lakers. That could be a show.
Pinkerton and Mucky. I've played for Mucky before, and he is a heck of a guy, let me tell you.
As the refs blow the whistle there. Hand up, saying, wait, not yet. Pinkerton's yelling at his team now. Jumping from the refs to the team. Ref back. Both refs over at the scorer's table now. Figuring out what's going on.
And
we know about as much as they do.
Yeah. Getting a little stretch in there. And the play is to be inbounded.
And another point from Dabrowski. She lays in that mid-range shot. She's got 10 on the night now.
She really she got that almost immediately and just went up for a nice smooth jumper.
Giles hitting an ankle breaker. She's going to put that one up, and she sinks it.
That was beautiful, Kyle.
That was a nice hesitation. Creates a little bit of space, and then goes up on the mid-range jump shot, rolls that one off the rim, and finds the back of the bucket.
Oneonta's able to get that rebound. Again, Oswego isn't really boxing out today.
No, I think it's just the Red Dragons team's very conditioned and they're very quick. They're able to kind of bounce around Oswego a little bit at times.
Yeah. Looking in for that dump to Culleton. She goes up. It's blocked.
Principio says, get that out of my kitchen. She tries to go up with that one, stuffs it immediately. Saying a Thanksgiving turkey, but that just got stuffed.
Yeah, you're right. It totally did.
And a contested three, and Giles bangs it home. She's going to go to the charity stripe and get a chance for a 4-point play, and you do not see those often at all whatsoever, Mel. Being a basketball player yourself, former basketball player.
Oh, yes, I kept that bench toasty. I'm well aware.
How many times, how often would you see a 4-point play happen?
Few and far between.
I would say very few and far between as well.
Few and far between. We have about 50 seconds left in this this quarter. Oswego's 30, Oneonta 23.
And Giles goes up with that one, and that one just rims out of the net. A good opportunity, but she's going to be able to go to the line and get some shots anyways. Faced a bit of contact going up there. Good effort to even get the shot off, let alone almost drop it down in the net. So she goes to the line for two. She just had the 4-point play for the Lakers, and she takes her first shot, and she's not going to sink that one.
Arc on that looked a little flat.
That one was shot a bit like a line drive, not much of an arc to it.
I have a feeling she'll float this one. And I'm correct as it goes in. You get that adrenaline pumping and you're on that line. Sometimes it's hard to recompose yourself, but she's able to get that second time around.
Oneonta working the ball around the point. And taking that one in was Nardelli. She tries to get a shot off. She tries to body Principio. Principio says, yeah, not here, not now. Get that ball out of bounds. And some kind of foul called. I can't tell you what because I do not know what the signs for fouls are. But if you'd like to enlighten me on that, Melinda, what was that call?
We just saw a sunk shot.
Nardelli bangs that one from downtown. Principio with the 3 of her own.
That didn't
was
go
not gonna go in, but
anywhere.
Giles punches that one back in, keeps it from going out.
Oneonta looks up for the fast break. She stops herself, takes the 3.
And the ref is going to say that shot was not off before the buzzer, so it doesn't count. Oswego lost the lead for a short minute there as we are going into halftime now. The Lakers, that short little period, they did have a time where they slipped down a point or two, but they find themselves back up now by 5 once more, 31-26. The Lakers lead the Red Dragon. What are some of the key points that you saw in this first half of play, Mel?
I'm seeing Oneonta again work that left side the best that they can, even despite Oswego's ability to lock down that paint. I'm seeing Culleton. She's really working hard. She's got 10 points for this half out of the 26 Oneonta has. Her and Dabrowski, also has 10 points. They've been working extremely hard this game to make those points happen.
And a lot of them haven't been easy points either. It's been tough contested shots, mid-ranges. Or Dabrowski, she's been kind of slashing down through the defense when, even though Oswego is clogging the paint, she's finding a way to just kind of slip through the slightest cracks in the defense, manages to get down to the bucket, and fights a lot of contact when she goes up, but still manages to drop them down in.
Yeah, it's that forward-guard relationship that we're seeing on the court. And as for Oswego, they've been working hard as well, and I'm excited to see what else comes ahead.
Yeah, Oswego's been playing more of it as a unit compared to Oneonta. Oneonta's 2 players really dominating the majority of their scoring. The Lakers, though, they've got quite the spread of scoring if we take a look at just their starting lineup. Giles got 7, DeFleur has 0, but then Katie Lilly with 4 points. With 6 points is Castiglione, and then another 4 is Principio, and a lot of them have been doing the work on defense as well. Principio, a lot of rebounds, a lot of blocks so far. We've seen her block about 3-4 shots already just in the first half alone.
Definitely using their physicality to their advantage this half. And more to come. Melinda Brancato and Kyle Spizek on the call. We'll be back with you shortly. Lakers versus the Oneonta Red Dragons. Right now, Oswego has 31. Oneonta is at 26. Kyle, what do you think that they need to do going into this half?
If you're the Lakers, you kind of got to just keep going with how you're playing. You played a really good first half of basketball. I mean, this is a game that people expected Oneonta to be ahead, but the Lakers find themselves ahead by 5 at half. Offense is working really well. They've had some good three-point shots that have found the bottom of the net. They've had some really good drives too, where Principio, they've just found her down low, allowed her to use her size and her strength to her advantage, get up, get the basket, get the ball in the basket, and then same thing on the other end. Their defense has been playing really, really well, shutting down anything that comes down towards the net. But if you're the Red Dragons, maybe tighten up your defense. Don't allow it get in as much. But the Lakers have also been very successful on mid-ranges, so it's kind of hard to judge where to do that. But if you're the Red Dragons, 2 players are controlling the majority of your scoring. You got to try to pass the rock around a little bit more, diversify your scoring, so that way you don't know that the shots are coming from the same 2-3 people all the time. Also, if you can find a way to exploit that paint, that's going to be a big advantage for the Red Dragons.
I agree. Red Dragons are going to start off with a possession. Oswego working a man defense.
That's another block right away for Principio. That's her 5th or 6th on the game already.
What'd you say earlier? She's just going to stuff them like it's Thanksgiving?
Yes, stuff them like it's Thanksgiving. She's stopping everything that comes down her way. Nothing's getting by her.
Oneonta back with possession. Brown takes the ball up the court. Over to Harkeron. Going in for that lane pass, and it's just way above her. She's unable to reach it.
Not a bad look by any means. I mean, yeah, you had Harkeron coming down. She was open just a little bit high. Not a bad look, just not executed as well as they would have liked.
Yeah. Looks like the play they're running right now involves passing and then picks from the previous pass to get that movement going around that three-point line.
And Castiglione's off the mark with that one. Easy rebound for the Red Dragons as they regroup it at half court.
Brown again with the ball, looking to create some movement. Dabrowski takes it in, unable to get that layup up.
Principio battles through, gets the rebound on that one, gets it to Hoff.
Looks like they're going up on a fast break. Ooh. Dabrowski goes in for that layup with a crossover jump and is unable to get that ball in the hoop.
Yeah, she does a Euro step to get closer.
Thank
to
you.
Euro
I was searching for that word.
It's a nice Euro step, gets inside. Tries to get the shot off, just bounces off the back of the rim. Oswego gets the ball by an out-of-bounds call. Principio at the charity stripe. That one's picked back up by Giles, and Principio shoots that.
Sinks it right in. Looks good.
Principio's been on fire tonight. Blocks on the defensive end, putting up a good amount of points on the offensive as well. 6 points now. You know, she's feeling like Thanos today. She said, fine, I'll do it myself.
I guess so. Colton goes up for that shot, but it's no good. Brown with the ball. Shot goes up. And is rebounded by an Oneonta player. That shot sinks Nardelli.
And a big three from Nardelli. Lofts that one up in the air, and it finds the back of the net.
That brings Oneonta to 29 as we go 33 with 7 minutes and 15 seconds in the game.
You know, Melo, I don't know how many times I'm going to say back of the net, assuming that this is hockey, but there is no back to the net in basketball, just the bottom, I suppose.
There's the back of the backboard.
That is true. That is true. And that call is going to go the way of the Red Dragons. They will now
Yeah,
get
that ball.
possession. Ball's live, but Brown was not aware of that.
Oswego, again, locking down that paint, and you can see that Oneonta is searching for that lane to open up. Brown faking, going into the baseline, unable to get the shot up.
Principio's just a menace down there, not letting any rebounds get past her.
Principio sets that screen. Shot goes up from Giles, and it's no good.
And somehow
Oneonta
Dabrowski had the ball there. And a big three-pointer there from Nardelli. Nardelli's put up a couple three-pointers, now 11 points on the night.
I'm surprised they were able to get that up because it looked like they were having trouble controlling the ball down there, but as soon as she got that pass, she was able to settle herself enough for that three-point shot.
And Dabrowski, I mean, the ball was all over the place, like you said, Melinda. I mean, she was running, it was just kind of punched from point to point, but she manages to punch it back to Nardelli and has the hot hand right now. She's taken about three-pointers, and she's nailed about all three of them as well.
That brings our score, Oswego 33, Oneonta 32 with 6 minutes left. 6 minutes and 6 seconds, excuse me. As the teams are out for a timeout. We'll see what they come back with. Kyle, is there anything specific that you want to see that you haven't seen already on this game?
Really, honestly, this is more than I expected out of this game. Both teams are playing really well right now. I mean, Oneonta had a bit of a slump down in the second quarter, but now they're back on it. Their offense is looking good. I mean, Nardelli's 2 3-pointers and 2 drives or possessions. Dabrowski's been on fire all night long. You look at the scoring breakdown on Oneonta right now. They have 32 points in this game. 10 of those points come from Coulton. 11 of them come from Nardelli, and then 10 of them come from Dabrowski. So those 3 players make up for 31 of the 32 points Oneonta has.
That's crazy. They have a
really
fire
impressive.
lit under them.
That's impressive for those 3 players, and it's entertaining to watch too because they're putting up big shots and big plays. And on the end of Oswego, I mean, just the ball movement's been really fun to watch, how effectively they pass the ball around and find the open player to try to get, whether it's driving it down in, using size and speed to get in the lane, or just taking it outside and popping up a 3.
Yeah, we just saw Oswego now has the possession. It looks like they were about to go for a fast break, but they had a behind-the-back pass that didn't quite work for them. Doesn't matter, though, because they were able to get a jump shot in.
And Giles gets a good roll there, finds the bottom of the net. Off of a quick stop and start, hesitation, pull-up jumper from mid-range.
Yeah. We can see now Lakers are 35, Oneonta 32 with 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock.
As Brown puts that one up, don't know if it's going to be counted. I do not believe so. I think it was a foul before the shot was up. It was.
Yep.
So Brown's going to be inbounding
Inbounding.
this one now. And another 3 goes up from Nardelli. She couldn't sink this one, but she was darn close.
Fast break up the court from Oswego. That long pass over. Foul is called on Oneonta's number 21, Nardelli. She didn't seem too happy about that call. Keeping both her arms up as if to signify, hey, my arms were straight up. But now we see Oswego number 20, Johnson, on the line.
This is the first shot of the pair.
Just a little short.
Gets ready to put up a second. And she does.
She sinks that. Again with the corrections on the line. We've seen it from both teams today.
Yeah, it's been a pretty solid free throw performance from both teams. And
Is stuffing your favorite kind of food? Because, again, we see that from the Lakers today. Instead of White Principio, we just saw that from number 12, Hoffs. She really did not want that ball inbounded.
Yeah, no, I mean, Lakers defense has been really solid so far in this game. They're just taking away passing and shooting lanes for Oneonta, which is making it really difficult for them to try to get a lead in this game.
Shot goes up and is sunk by Oneonta's Nardelli.
Another three-pointer for Nardelli, on fire from behind the arc right there. Oswego decides to play a double team, goes down to double team on Dabrowski, but Nardelli gets left wide open behind three, and you can't do that with her.
Ball is just turned over. Oneonta pushes up the court. Brown with the ball to Nardelli. Nardelli goes up for the shot. It's short. Johnson gets that rebound.
And it'll maintain, possession will be maintained by the Lakers there. As a timeout's going to be called. Probably see some substitutions here. 4:24 left to go in the third quarter of play here in the Max Zeal Gymnasium in Oswego, New York. The Oswego State Lakers lead the Oneonta Red Dragons 36-35. And another cold day here in Oswego. I mean, absolutely freezing outside, but the gym itself is pretty warm and the action's hot. What would your attestament to that, Melinda?
I'd say the action's red hot. Red hot. Coming from the Dragons, again, they are pushing. They're applying pressure to Oswego. Again, with the 1 point difference coming out of that half, strong, I'd say. I mean, they're the Red Dragons, Red Fire. I don't know if there's any correlation there.
I mean, I got red hair, so I'd say.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Hey, I gotta get the shameless ginger plug in there real quick.
Yeah, of course.
But no, the action has been really good so far here in this matchup. It's a really tight game. You can't ask for more than that. 36-35. That just builds tension, makes every moment of the game that much more exciting, and it makes it even more exciting that it's not outside where it is currently -15 with wind chill. That is Oswego, New York for you. Definitely stay safe on those roads out there. I know last night especially was bitter. Very, very cold, to say the least. But at the end of the day, what can you do about it? Because we all chose to go to school on a giant lake in upstate New York. So
that's fair. All right, Oswego now working to inbound that ball and push it up the court. Principio is open on the block. That jumper is just short from Oswego's Giles.
Schwartzbeck back in the game for the Red Dragons. She dishes that one over to Nardelli.
Oswego again continuing to lock down that paint. Nardelli goes for the shot and it just swirls right in like a toilet bowl.
And Nardelli can't be stopped right now. I mean, they're really locking her up on the three-point line now because she's torched Oswego on the three-point line a few times now. So they tighten up the pressure on the arc, but she manages to find her way down to mid-range and just knocks it down like it's no trouble at all whatsoever. So
Johnson goes up for that shot and it bounces out, but I really do have to give credit to Giles for going in for that rebound. She went in so hard, she unfortunately fell back, but she's all right.
As we got some substitutions coming in for the Lakers now. Iglesias back in the game. Coming back in is also DeFleur. And along with that is number 31, Logana, down in the post, substituting for Principio. And a dirty play there, finding a little bit of room and taking it outside again. Once more, Dabrowski showing off that the left-hand finish is just as good as the right. She can drop it from anywhere inside the paint.
You could see that hesitation from our Oz players seeing where to go, and they just weren't able to shut that paint down, unfortunately, on that play.
Yeah, she's just a really crafty guard, and that's exactly what you want out of your point guards. If you want somebody like Dabrowski who can dish the ball around to get other teammates open and get them opportunities, but at the same time, somebody that can create their own opportunities. And if it's a tough situation where they're locked down, they're going to create their own good chances. And
Nardelli gets that shot up.
Nardelli
That's
once
good.
again just on fire, Melinda. She cannot be stopped right now. What does Oswego have to do to stop Nardelli from dropping it down?
I know, that's her 18th point right now. And now Oneida is 41, Oswego 36 with 2 minutes and 17 seconds on the clock. Katie Lilly goes up for that three, and it's good. It sinks right in. That went in with some speed. It had conviction on that shot.
Yeah, she drops that one straight from the top of the key. Line drives it right down. No arc on that one.
Shot goes up from number 22, Shorsbeck, excuse me. That's no good. Lakers now have possession and are working in that to get the shot up, but it's no good.
And almost a huge interception there from Hoff. But it's a Nardelli shot. She airballs a three, but a rebound from Oneonta.
Katie Lilly working hard to get up that court for that fast break, but is unfortunately unable to get ahead of that pass.
Just couldn't handle that one. A little bit too far out of her range. Goes off the fingertips and out of bounds. But a big three from Katie Lilly just a few minutes ago brings Oswego's deficit back to within 2 points, as they did end up going down 5. Started the quarter up 5. So the Red Dragons showing a bit more life here in the third than they were in the second. Starting to crawl back, mainly on the back of Dabrowski and Nardelli. Nardelli, a sharpshooter here tonight.
Wow, it was like she's taking a shot. She just did it right from that foul line.
And that one's just dropped in by Zoontag like it was nothing. Like you said, Melinda, routine foul shot almost.
Oswego's working to rotate the ball, going in left-handed. You can see she's looking for that block, but Oneonta was able to just shut down that paint, and there really wasn't an opening for that pass despite looking for it.
And a tipped pass brings Brown back to half court-ish. Circling around, and they find an inside pass, but they rim that one out too hard off the glass.
She really did cut down to the lane. That would have been a beautiful play had that shot gone in.
And another close play there as Hoffs with a good effort. She was looking for a call, but didn't get one. Shot from Brown, and she bangs that home. 46 now for Oneonta. Brown gets her first points of the night on a huge three-pointer.
Oneonta's really using their speed to their advantage right now. They're able to get up the court.
And Iglesias and one.
Kyle, this is getting intense.
It is. It's a really close game right now as Iglesias just drives that one down the lane, fights through the contact and battles for the and one opportunity. 41-46, the Oneonta Red Dragons lead the Oswego State Lakers. 3.6 seconds left to go here in the third quarter of play. I'm Kyle Spiezak alongside Melinda Brancato here on WTOP 10. And a full court heave, and just a bit outside.
Yeah, I'll say it was closer than I thought it was going to be. I'll give her that.
It really was a bit closer than I thought it was going to be. A little under the net, but, I mean, when you're throwing it from the other side of the court, I probably wouldn't be close at all whatsoever either. So,
yeah,
can't put too much pressure on those kind of plays.
That's true. Now, you talked about earlier what this win would mean for Oswego. They're down 5 points right now. What can they do to really bite back against the fire of the Red Dragon?
You got to shut down Nardelli, really. She was the kryptonite in that third quarter right there. She had 9 points off of just three-pointers. 3 three-pointers and a few points, and she had a point or two as well, where she just got a good mid-range shot and just a step or two inside of the arc. So, as good as Oswego was doing with shutting down the paint in the first half, and it did work to their advantage quite well. Oneonta at halftime, they adapted to that, and they were like, okay, let's get it to our better outside shooters like Nardelli. And then they started torching them from behind the line. So really what Oswego has to do is they have to find a balance between shutting down the paint but paying attention to the perimeter players as well, because if Nardelli keeps shooting at the rate she is right now, the three-pointers are going to be more detrimental than anything. And Oswego, when it comes to Oswego's offense, what they need to do is just play hard and fast. Don't necessarily force anything. Forcing anything's not going to get you the chances you want. You got to take what's given to you, find the open lanes, and find an open player.
Yeah. Quarter starting with an Oswego possession. She goes right for that three-pointer, but it's no good.
Rebound,
Oneonta
stripped
grabs
away.
the ball and is taking it up the court. Colton back out. They're working to push movement. And again, we've been saying it all game. Oswego is locking down that center paint. They cannot penetrate right now.
Yeah, they did a good job there. Shut down all shooting lanes for the Red Dragons. And Castiglione gets a shooting foul against her, her first of the game, as Brown will take 2 shots at the free throw line.
9 minutes and 15 seconds on our clock.
And the first one drops from Brown. Extends the lead, 47-41. Oswego now trails by 6.
Brown really applying pressure here. Those stutter steps. But we're seeing a lot of quick movement from Oswego. Dump pass over to Johnson. Johnson passes it to Hoffs.
And shot clock violation. Unfortunately, Castiglione gets the shot off just a second late. She did bank it in, but too late, so it doesn't count.
8 minutes 40 on our clock now as Oneonta takes up the ball. Brown dumps it right into Colton, but she's unable to get the shot in.
And a scramble for the ball. Castiglione gets it. She's just going to run it up on her own now.
In a situation like that, the toughest thing is to really maintain composure, to make sure that your team is able to reassess and get to where they need to go on the court.
Yeah, the Lakers look a little bit flustered right now, Melinda. I think the onslaught that Oneonta brought on in that third quarter, and now kind of just some mental errors on the Lakers, and I think that's starting to get in their heads now, and they're getting frustrated with one another.
I know you talked a lot about unity on the court, especially with the Lakers. I mean, we're noticing that the Dragons really, they have their key three tonight with the scoring patterns, whereas Oswego, their score has been all over the board. And I can speak to this, the coaching styles of Oswego, at least from Coach Mucky, he definitely emphasizes unity during practices. So that's something that can be seen on the court. But when you, like you said, when you start to see that frustration, you just have to hope that they're going to be able to pull it together.
Yeah, they just got to get back to their basics that they're taught in practice, that they work on all the time. Just keep moving the ball around, find a good opportunity, and get it in the hands of your more prominent shooters.
Yeah.
So that way they can put it up and hopefully get something on the board
Iglesias
for
is
you.
working that court. She's really driving hard. She's just unable to get her layups in right now.
Yeah, she's gotten some close chances, just can't get the right roll.
7 minutes 35 on the clock. Colton sets a pick for Brown. Brown goes up for the jumper. No good. Johnson ripping that ball and making sure that it gets to where it needs to go.
She's not letting anybody strip that ball from her.
Hoffs, nice use of the crossover dribble there.
And Castiglione takes a few hits there from 2 players. She'll get 2 shots at the line now.
7 minutes and 3 seconds on the clock with Oswego at 41, Oneonta at 48. These shots are really are what's going to count right now, especially with the timing of the game.
Yeah, getting down to the home stretch now, the Lakers got to try to sink as many as they can as Castiglione puts down that first of 2 shots. The Lakers need to start coming back now, draining more shots while limiting the amount of shots that Oneonta takes.
That ball had a little spin there. It's like a little dance into the net, and it's successful.
Kind of like
going 2 for 2 on the line.
Now back to a 5-point deficit. This is where the Lakers started the quarter. They were up 5 points.
Again, you can see Oswego forcing Oneonta to really use their left hand. Although number 14 is able to really find the right side opening there.
Harkalo just kind of takes that over, manages to get a little bit of space, throws it off the high glass, and just chips it down into the basket.
Iglesias looks stuck right now, as she's fighting to get somebody open.
And that one's going to be a timeout called by Coach Pinkerton. Iglesias, like you said, she was just spinning in circles. She was looking like a Beyblade out there with how many times she was going around in a circle.
That's vile. You're right. She was really working to make sure that she maintained possession of the ball by working her arms and rotating, ripping the ball how she needed to. Again, in a situation like that, your best friend is composure, and she was fighting to keep the ball open. Worst thing you can do in that situation is to bring the ball to your stomach
and stand still.
They call it the bread basket. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Everybody wants a piece of bread.
Everybody wants it. A lot easier of a zone if you're, like you said, if you're constantly just moving around, it's going to take away the angles of the defenders trying to poke the ball free. Obviously it managed to do that pretty well because they didn't get the ball. Oswego will have the ball once the timeout is concluded.
I agree. Both teams out here are hungry, and I think we might be too. We've brought up a lot of food analogies today.
We have brought up quite a bit of food analogies.
Right now there are 6 minutes and 20 seconds on our clock. Oswego 43, Oneonta 50.
In a very close game where they've started to climb back a little bit now here in the fourth quarter. The Lakers did take a lead on a decent majority of the game. Oneonta woke up a bit last quarter, started climbing back as they are the number 4 team in the SUNYAC. The Lakers currently slated at the seventh position in standings within the SUNYAC play. The top 6 make the playoffs for women's basketball. So the Lakers trying to get into that last slot, and Oneonta trying to clinch a spot themselves as Hoffs gets the inbound.
Fighting that shot clock. 1 second on the shot clock.
And a travel is called.
Travel is called, yeah.
As much as you might want to get out of Oswego right now with how cold and snowy it is, it's not the kind of travel you want to do, Melinda.
No, it's not. Brown takes up the ball. They're looking for movement. And again, Zumtag today, she's been working at the jump shot openings. Although it didn't go in, she's been working to at least find those openings.
I mean, you know what they say, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Ball is to be taken inbounds, Laker possession with 5 minutes and 40 seconds on our clock.
And Iglesias will be the one that inbounds this ball. Gonna launch it back to Principio.
Principio over to Hoffs. Hoffs to Johnson. Johnson to Castiglione for that shot. Does not go in.
Principio dumps that one back to Iglesias. Iglesias has got a mismatch. She's going to exploit that, take that in herself. Just threw it up a little too high. As she takes a little bit of contact, and a foul is going to be called.
Laker foul on charge.
She's just going to take a seat on the bench. Coming in for her will be Giles. Giles, the starting point guard for this Lakers squad, back in the game. Got a fair stat line herself so far. 6 points in the game. 9 points in the game, my apologies.
Driving into that paint, Lakers did not close it off that time. But unsuccessful. Brown back at the top of the key.
And a three-pointer. That's good from Hark-LaRodi. Big shot from behind the three-point line. Extends the lead now to 10 for the Red Dragons. They've taken control of this game here in the third. 4:34 left to go in the fourth quarter, 53-43. The Red Dragons lead. I'm Kyle Spiezak alongside Melinda Brancato, and you're watching WTOP 10's coverage of Oswego State women's basketball. As in the corner, Hoff cannot keep that one in, and it goes out of bounds. Possession will remain the Lakers, however.
I'm anxious watching this.
And now,
This
Giles.
has been a tight game this entire time, and right now the Red Dragons are just pushing ahead like a train. Going in for that fast break, unable to get the pass. It'll be Oneonta's possession for the inbounds.
And Oneonta does get the ball there, but that was a really good defensive play by Hoffs. Just, even though Oneonta does get the ball, you take away that fast break opportunity. Now you make them work a bit harder for it.
Nardelli goes up for the shot, but it's unsuccessful.
And now,
looks like she's looking for a foul call, but she's unable to get it. It's Laker possession, and they'll be taking it back up the court.
Yeah, just like that. Lakers got the ball once more. Giles is going to throw it over to Hoffs. Back to Hoffs. Hoffs, quick crossover. Principio down to Castiglione. Castiglione's going to take it herself, and she hits it off the corner of the backboard, and it goes right back to her.
Another wacky shot for tonight's game, or this afternoon's game, I should say. Excuse me. Oneonta calls a timeout with 3 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock. Oneonta's at 53 right now, and Oswego 43. What do you think Oswego needs to do to get more points in the net?
Really, they gotta. They're moving the ball pretty well, but they've also started to get picked off with a lot of their passes, or they're trying to force things. Like the lane's not there, and they're trying to push through 2-3 bodies to get a tough shot up. That's a low percentage angle shot, anyways. You just gotta work the ball around until you find whoever has the best shot opportunity. Let them take it, and then the second they shoot it, you need to be crashing the backboard to get rebounds, because the rebounds is what's going to get you those second chance points. If you do miss the three-pointer, but you have somebody right there to rebound it and put it up after immediately, you may miss the three-pointer, but you can still come home with two rather than none.
Yeah, and I think their ability to box out is really going to be a big part of that as well. They have the height and the physicality for it. They just have to utilize it. A lot of kick-out passes, but it works out because Oneonta's Zuntag is able to get the shot in.
Yeah, Zuntag got a really good shot there. Just some good ball movement. They find a few lanes that are open, and they're able to get it to her. Pretty easy shot for her. And the Lakers, once again, too much passing, trying to be too fancy with it. Turns into a turnover. 3:17 left to go in the fourth. And now Oneonta, they've got the control of this game right now. They're running it, and they're creating a lot of space with their shots too. They're not heavily contested on the majority of their shots. They're just running it around the perimeter right now like it's nothing.
I think the big difference as of right now is they were so focused on driving in to the lane earlier, but they're realizing that Oswego is just shutting that paint down, and now they're going for the jumpers, and they're warmed up, they're ready to go, and they're starting to sink.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they kind of just had to settle into it a little bit. Now that they're settled in, though, you can tell that they are much more comfortable against this Lakers team, and they've found their groove. They've got a bit more point distribution down the line now. Few players getting their fifth point as a shot up there goes, and it's going to be made. Unsure whether the point counted or not. Does not appear so.
Oswego opting to really pressure them right now, full court. As a result, they're really working hard to try to get the ball back. They need the points. They have 2 minutes and 34 seconds left on our clock, and they're down by 12.
Yeah, it's time now that they just got to start going and hope that things like that don't happen with an outstanding left-handed floater there from Nardelli. Really weird angle, just gets bodied, throws it up with the left hand, but it doesn't count point-wise because the whistle was blown before. And Castiglione with the three.
That was beautiful.
Just a quick trigger right there, gets it and doesn't waste any time, goes straight up, and that's what the Lakers need to do. You can't hesitate. You got 2 minutes left to get a few more points.
Again, going for that jumper, number 2, Zuntag from Oneonta. She doesn't sink it. Back up to Brown at the top of the key, looking to reset the play. They're fighting to get to that baseline, but again, they're stopped by the Lakers. Nardelli goes up for the shot, and it's good. Using that backboard, again, as her best friend.
And that angle's really weird. Her jump shot form looked extremely unnatural there. It did not look like a comfortable shot for her, but it didn't really matter because she used the backboard to bang it home, but so does Principio. Three-pointer of her own, bangs that one home.
That's a shot the Lakers needed. They're still down by 10 with 1 minute and 10 seconds left on their clock.
Coach Pinkerton not happy for the Lakers right now. He seems quite stressed that they're not heavily pressing them right now.
Steven looking to sub in for somebody.
And a quick move there.
Zuntag again.
Play of offense. Dabrowski cuts it down. And an easy lay-in for Zuntag.
44 seconds left on our clock. That'll be Zuntag's 7th point of the night. She's taken a lot of shots, and they're starting to sink here towards the end.
That was a good kick out from Hoffs, finding Daffler in the corner, but Daffler just kind of shoots that one a bit low. Doesn't hit the rim.
Brown gets the ball, and it looks like Oneonta is just trying to keep possession at this point. Oswego does foul as a tactic to try to slow down the game because there's 19 seconds left on the clock. Now both of these teams are coming off of a loss, and Oswego really needed this win, but what does this mean for them now that it's 48-60 with 14 seconds left on the clock?
I mean, there's really nothing you can do at this point. There's just not enough time to get that many points on the board. It would have to be an immediate steal three-pointer, immediate steal three-pointer, immediate steal three-pointer, and I don't see them making 4 three-pointers and 4 steals within the span of 14.7 seconds.
Especially now that Brown is on the line and she just sinks her first shot.
Yeah, so now extending the lead even more. 61-48, the Dragons lead right now as Brown's getting ready for her second free throw shot, bouncing it off the ground. She'll put that one up, and she sinks that one as well. So now it's 62-48 with 14.7 left to go. I think it's a little bit out of reach now, Melinda.
I do too, unfortunately, for the Lakers. They are pushing it up the court, and yeah, so what does this mean for Oneonta, though, as far as the rest of their season? They currently are ranked. Oneonta is ranked 4th. Oswego ranked 7th, or they were at the start of this game. But where does that lead them to be now?
I believe this game clinches Oneonta's number 4 spot in the playoffs. So that's a big deal for Oneonta. That means they can't slip down and have to play a bit of a harder opponent possibly, because if you know how seeding works, the top 6 teams make the playoffs. So 1 would play 6, 2 would play 5, and 3 and 4 will end up playing each other most likely, assuming that's how general bracketology works. But the end of the game here, 62 60-48, the Oneonta Red Dragons defeat the Oswego State Lakers. A notable performance from Nardelli of Oneonta, 21 points on the night, making it rain from three, and making a bit of a trip to the bank a few times too, dropping off some dimes of her own to Oneonta players. And Melinda, what was the most impressive part of this game in your personal opinion?
Honestly, like you said, you touched on Ardeli's ability to really hit shots up, and I think she was probably the highlight player of today's game. It was a fiery death for the Lakers tonight, but the men's game coming up at 4 o'clock, we'll see what they can do. So definitely tune in to WTOP 10 as we've got we have Zach Malmud and Ryan Joyce on the call for that. This has been Melinda Mercado and Kyle Spizak. We hope you enjoyed. Give us a listen again, and we'll see you next time.